And then we will go ahead and get started, as we always do at Yoga to the People, in child's pose, please. Hi, Catherine. So bring your hips back towards your heels and your forehead towards the floor. And immediately customizing this moment by way of sensitivity, right? What is your body telling you as you land in this child's pose today? So maybe it's separating your knees and feet a bit wider. Or if the shoulders have been kind of tense and high up by your ears, perhaps walking the arms back behind you with the palms facing up. And allowing a gentle pull of space to be created along the sides of your neck. Perhaps you begin to roll the forehead from side to side and sway the hips. Close the eyes. And for the next 59 minutes or so, finding a relationship between you and your breath that is not only full, but is rewarding. What I mean by that is breathing very purposefully and very intentionally in a way that honors what you need. So at Yoga to the People, we begin exploring our breath by using vibrations. So wherever you are, go ahead and expel the air from the body, push it out, get empty, empty, empty. And then greet that with a very full inhale. So swell the belly, spread the back, hold it at the top. Open mouth, exhale, H-A, ha. Give it sound. And then again, taking a deep, 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 full inhale, maybe a little bit fuller than the previous. So hold it at the top, one more sip. This time, exhale, HM. Like it feels good to breathe. One more time, all together. Deep, deep, full inhale. Audible exhale, let it go any way you want. This Vinyasa yoga practice is often referred to as a moving meditation. And one of the benefits of meditating is we no longer have to hold on to those labels of good, bad, challenging, easy. Rather, we use a barometer, the quality of our breath, right? How fully can we inhale? And how expressively can we exhale to let us know if we need to back off or change something in the practice. So if ever you feel like your breath is choppy or being sacrificed, take a child's pose, come right back here, and join us when you're ready. We'll take one more breath to unify this class. Begin with an exhale, empty, empty, empty. Deep, full inhale. And let it go however you need today. If the arms are back behind you, go ahead and begin to walk them long out in front. Tent up onto all 10 fingertips, so allowing the wrist to push up towards the ceiling. Rolling the forehead from side to side just for a moment once more, and feeling gentle tugs maybe in the shoulders or the armpits. On your next exhale, flatten the palms down, curl the toes under, begin to shift your hips high, and just begin to move. So not quite downward facing dog yet. You can pedal out the feet if you're not sure where to go. And then maybe you find that you want to roll the weight into the upper body, right? Maybe it's shimming the shoulders, snaking out the spine, maybe lifting up off the knees isn't quite there yet. Maybe you want to drop down to tabletop. But in these first few moments of class, really being mindful, being sensitive, and moving from those sensations that feel rewarding. Yeah, so maybe not always the same thing that we do when we come to the mat. Maybe it's something completely different. And then slowly we'll begin to clean up our downward facing dog so that it does become a very specific shape. Go ahead and inhale the shoulders over the wrist, come into an upper push-up plank position. In upper push-up plank here, we try to keep our hips up in line with the shoulders, and imagine that you are bringing the top of your hip points towards your lowest rib, so the entire front side of the body is engaged and supported, but we're not sacrificing the breath. Fan all 10 fingers very wide, push into the knuckles of each digit, and then lengthen the back, the crown of the head towards the front of the room, heels back behind you so the legs are nice and long. Keep your hands and feet exactly where they are. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale. It's a moment. Push into your palms. Exhale, send your hips up high, heels down low. And then you can glance behind you and you notice all 10 toes are facing forward and the feet are about hips width. And then softening gently behind your knees, allowing the slope of your spine to soften and relax, expand, while keeping some of the pressure out of those ankles. And then check in with your breath. When we're in this slight inversion, where does it fall naturally? And can we reintroduce and invite some of those vibrations to open up spaces that might be resisting this upside down V? Keep your hands where they are. On your next inhale, glide your right leg up and back. Go for length and lift at the same time. So not getting too stuck in what it should look like, but really allowing yourself to find that sweet moment. And then maybe begin to rotate your ankle around one way, perhaps wiggle the toes, and then maybe you find that movement trickling down into the rest of the body. Yeah, so opening up the hip, bending your knee, whatever it is, find that pathway of sweetness and follow it. Breathing fully the entire time. Saki, your cat is very cute. Inhale, lengthen the right leg up and back. Exhale, gently place it all the way forward in between your palms. So even if it doesn't make it, use your hand and bring your foot forward so that the toes are in line with the top of your fingertips. Drop down to your back knee, untuck the back toes, and then inhale, interlock the fingers, place them on top of that quad. And here you have a lot of options, right? We're still warming up the body, waking it up. Whatever you do, squeeze the left butt cheek nice and tight, push into the top of your back foot, so suddenly left hip flexor has permission to soften. And if you're good here, stay here, or maybe you begin to dip your hips forward. Perhaps you begin to straighten the arms out by puffing the chin and chest up to the sky, and then it's cactusing the arms out to the side, or allowing them to fall back behind you. But whatever you choose, how full, how nourishing is your breath? And I'll always encourage you to use vibrations as a way of opening up even further. Take one more sweet breath here. And on your exhale, release both hands down, untuck the back toes, lift your back knee. Inhale, send the right leg up and back, 3-leg down dog. Exhale, gently kiss the foot back down towards the floor, and then immediately inhale, float the left leg up, up, up. Again, finding that space, that point where the leg is lifting, where it feels really good. So maybe it's not even in that left hip, maybe it's in the right hamstring. Rotate the ankle around, wiggle your toes, and then find the movement that is organic, rich, and maybe even fun. Yeah, so especially if you're practicing it today in a space that allows, maybe you flip the dog today. Hey, maybe you come into some other shape that you've never embodied before, but that's the shape your body wants you to go into. So nice. And then inhale, draw the left leg up and back. Exhale, gently step the foot all the way forward. Drop down to your back knee, untuck the back toes. And then inhale, interlock the fingers, place them on top of that quad. And then just check it out, right? There's gonna be a difference between your right and left side. You've probably noticed it, but now you have to begin to honor it. So maybe this is enough for you on this side, or maybe by squeezing the butt and pushing down into the top of your back foot, you can sit a little bit lower, open up right side body. Maybe it's cactusing the arms out to the side, or interlocking the hands above you, whatever it is, yeah. And then can you close your eyes and reconnect to that very full sensation of breathing in and releasing out in a way that permeates every cell of the body. Take one more full breath in, please. And on your exhale, release both hands down. Step your left leg back. Inhale, lengthen it up. And then exhale, gently kiss it back down towards the floor. And then listen carefully. Bend your knees very deeply. Kick your heels up almost like you're going to kick them into your butt. Stretch the bottoms of your feet. Yeah, glance forward. And take tiny steps all the way up in between your hands. So you're in a forward fold. And then once you get there, separate your feet, two of your own fists in between your arches. That's a good anatomical distance. Soften your knees, allow the torso to hang heavy over your thighs. And then you decide whether you want to grab for opposite elbow in front of your shins, maybe behind the knees. Yeah, you can introduce movement by slightly bouncing, swaying from side to side. What's happening with your neck, with your head? Let your head be super heavy because you don't need to use it. Yeah, what is it like to be passive? And then exhale, release your grip, your hands down. On an inhale, find yourself in a half lift, hands to shins or thighs, weight slightly forward, and crown of the head stretching forward. On an exhale, release Raggedy Ann, Andy, again, finding that ability to soften immediately. Then inhale, root to rise, stand all the way up, arms up overhead, hands shoulder width, palms face one another, Tadasana. And once you get there, close the eyes. Right? Even if you're brand new to this practice, this mountain pose, standing on your own 2 feet and stretching the arms high to the sky, is very simple. It's incredibly safe. So notice as you're standing on your own 2 feet, if you can get really intimate with the sensation. Where's the balance? So maybe swaying from side to side or back and forth, spreading your toes very wide and try to place each one down one at a time. Pulling the navel in just a fraction, not to suppress the breath, but instead to allow the dome of your ribs to be buoyant, to stretch wide as well as long. And with the eyes closed, can you visualize every inhale getting a little fuller, a little longer, taller, wider, and every exhale settling and softening into that newfound space. Gently allow the gaze to drift up in between your palms. Notice the fingers active. Take a smooth inhale, draw your hips slightly forward, stretch the arms back for a gentle back bend. And on your exhale, hinge forward from the hips, dive all the way down. And then we're going to take that 3 times on your own. So on an inhale, very simply, stand down through the soles of the feet, stretch up through the fingertips, up and back, heart will lift. And then on an exhale, hinge forward. And as you hinge, there's a point where gravity begins to just take you. Allow it to do so. Right? 3 times on your own. Your inhale, you stand up, open the throat, ignite the back, the spine. And on an exhale, you surrender. And notice if you can do so with your eyes shut. Right? Getting really interested in the inside, in that internal fire. And taking away any distractions that might exist around you. Really nice. On your next inhale, please come into that halfway lift again. Hands to shins, weight slightly forward, maybe 90 degrees between torso and legs. And then exhale, release. Softly bend the knees. Place both hands on the floor and then step your feet back, come into that upper push-up plank position again. So stretching the bottoms of your feet by rocking the heels forward and back a few times, right? Still waking up the ankles a little bit, getting the shoulders over your wrists and hips up in line with them. Pull the navel in and then pull up on the top of your kneecaps, really ignite the quads so not all the energy is getting shoved into the upper body. This vinyasa flow we use to tie both sides of the body together from posture to posture. So use it every time, including this initial moment, this initial setup. Take a smooth inhale, push into your thumb and index finger. Exhale, lower just halfway down, point the elbow straight back behind you. And then inhale, draw the heart forward, untuck the toes, stretch the tops of the feet for upward facing dog, inflate the ribs. Exhale, contract the abdominal wall, curl the toes under, send your hips up high, heels down low. And now we're in downward facing dog. That's our flow. It will change over time. Allow it to do so. Wherever you are with your breath, please exhale, exhale. Really get it out. The more you exhale, now you have more room to inhale. Inflate the belly, inflate the back. Hold it. Audible exhale, H-A. Inhale, draw your right leg up and back. Stretch it back. Exhale, gently step the foot all the way forward in between your palms. Now rotate your back heel down into the mat. And then inhale, stand the torso up. The arms come up shoulder width for warrior one. And immediately close the eyes. Again, if you're new to the practice, I understand the desire to see a visual example. You certainly can, but I encourage and invite you to begin building these asanas from the inside out. So as you straighten that back leg and you push into the outside edge of your left foot, notice that you can begin to sit a little bit lower in that front lunge, almost stacking that knee completely over the ankle. Tip the pelvis forward slightly so that those top hip bones are stretching, reaching towards those low ribs. And then rotate the pinkies in towards one another so that the shoulders can soften. No tension necessary. The sides of the neck can be left alone. And if you're okay here, maybe you even press the palms above the head. Perhaps you stretch the chin up towards the sky and you can feel the unity of one side of the body meeting the other. Soft brow, full, purposeful breathing. Take a smooth inhale. Maybe you sit a little bit lower, stretch the arms up. Listen carefully. On an exhale, peel open, right arm forward, left arm back, warrior two. The front leg, the right leg stays bent at that 90-degree angle. Back foot, you can rotate it a little bit outwards so that the outside edge of your foot is perhaps parallel with the back of your mat. And then you're spreading the arms wide, hips coming slightly forward, upper body leaning back a bit. So now that they're stacked, you can fill the vessel of the torso with breath. Every inhale, you get long. And every exhale, you soften into that newfound space, stretching your arms away from one another, igniting energy between every fingertip. Take a deep inhale, stretch the arms apart, sit low. On your exhale, cartwheel both hands down. Stretch your right leg back and then come through that flow. Upper push-up to lower push-up. Inhale, stretch the sides of the waist forward, open up your throat. Exhale, curl the toes under, hips high, heels low. And then inhale, left leg up immediately, full lunge. Exhale, gently place the foot all the way forward between your hands. Get a good distance. So yeah, walk your foot up in between your palms if you need to. Back heel down, and then inhale, torso up, arms up, warrior one. You land on an exhale. You land by closing the eyes and sensing, right? Allowing the body's language of sensation to really not just speak to us, but to begin listening. So maybe on this side, you can sit a little bit lower, keeping your back leg long and strong, working your right hip forward, your left hip back. And then if you make that subtle adjustment and it doesn't feel comfortable or it doesn't feel rewarding, back off and do something else. Belly drawn in, lifting your heart up so you're standing tall. And as you ignite energy from armpit to fingertip, can you maybe press the hands above you, gently tilting your chin up towards where they meet, feeling perhaps a bit of heat there. Where is your breath? Keep breathing. Take a smooth inhale, sit a little bit lower. Can you close your eyes and exhale, expand, left arm forward, right arm back, warrior two. And adjusting your stance as need be so that you feel supported by the carriage of the legs. Back leg still long and strong. Left knee working its way to the center of your foot rather than bellowing in or flaring out. Tuck your tailbone just a fraction so that you can push your hips forward and lean the upper body back so you stay lifted. And then stretching the arms equally in one direction to the other so you feel the energy igniting. Soften the gaze past your left shoulder. Maybe even close your eyes. And as the chin reaches over left shoulder, can you soften right neck muscles? Take one more full, exquisite inhale to dip your hips low to stretch the wrists apart. And exhale, cartwheel both hands down. Lengthen your left leg back, get strong in the legs first before lowering halfway down and going through that flow. Inhale, I open my chest, I stretch my feet. Exhale, I invite familiarity of down dog. And then wherever you are, let out a sigh or a sound. Taking a deep, deep, full inhale, fill it up. Now hold it, one more sip. Audible exhale, H-A. And then it's yours. One breath, one movement, warrior one to warrior two. I like it, Marika, because sometimes you say, maybe you start on left side first and then flow into right. Allowing this practice to not just be a practice, a reintroduction of postures, but also a playground of sorts. So that you allow for opportunity, surprise, a new sensation or a new way of welcoming these postures. So that our attention really truly is on what we're doing right now. And then once you've completed your left side one more time, right and left, I encourage you to close your eyes throughout this flow, noticing if you can keep building the asanas from the inside out, and if you can begin flowing to your own vibrational breath. So finding warrior two on a ha, or releasing the hands down on a so that you know as soon as you stop hearing your own exhale, you are inviting creating the next moment and not holding on to anything in this practice but the good that you are intentionally creating. Because that really is what it's about. Who gives a shit if it looks amazing, if you feel awful inside? So make it feel exactly what you need it to feel like. If you need love in your life, move lovingly. If you want to feel more gratitude in your life, move with gratitude, move gratefully, whatever it is. Feel empowered to create your experience and let your yoga mat be the place that you experiment and try it out. If you're flowing, keep flowing. Then if you're in downward facing dog, please exhale, exhale, exhale. Deep, big inhale, biggest breath of your day so far. And exhale, let it go. Bend your knees very deeply. Stretch open your feet, your toes. Glance forward, step, or maybe you can hop in between your hands. That was really great, Miranda. Inhale into a halfway lift, flat back, firm belly. And then exhale, release completely. Now separate your feet, hips with distance again, so all 10 toes are facing forward. Exhale to gather the belly in tight. And then on an inhale, sit your hips down, bring your arms up, chair pose. So immediately you're sitting the weight down and back almost completely into the heels. So if you glance over the knees, they're over the center of the feet. Only instead of allowing any of that weight to collapse in the low spine, again, ignite low ribs towards the top of hip bones. So we're weaving the abdominal wall here to support. And then fan your fingers wide, rotate the pinkies in towards one another. So now the shoulders don't have to do all of the work. We can allow the biceps to gently work themselves by the ears, maybe even slightly back beyond our periphery. Close the eyes and use your breath, right? Because breath can either ignite, air can ignite or extinguish a sensation, a thing. So what is it that you want to build here? If it's strength, breathe for strength. Right? If it's endurance, you breathe for endurance. But find your heart. Find your find your it and breathe with it. Take one more full inhale, sit the hips down, stretch the arms high. And then exhale, fall forward, hang heavy. And you can bend the knees, you can shake out the hips or take a deep squat and bounce. Okay, going from active to soft, all the while being very intentional and conscious about it, yeah? And then exhale, find a stillness, release the hands if you lift them up. On your inhale, sit the hips down, stomach on thighs, chest on the knees, arms outstretched in front for half chair. So if you're not sure about this one, you can glance up. My torso and my legs are connected. I'm stretching my arms forward to counterbalance the weight of my hips sitting down and back. Toes are lightly pressing into the mat. Now listen carefully because it's a little bit of a thing. Right, Robert? You've been in my classes like every day, every time for the last 2 weeks, so you know where we're going. Take a deep inhale and lift your torso up 45 degrees, chair pose, boom, you're there. It's a moment, right? So as we keep sitting our hips down and back and stretch the arms forward, maybe you're stretching forward with that intention of like reaching for what it is you love. Igniting the arms, finding energy from tailbone through fingertips. Take one more inhale, fill up the lungs, hold it. Exhale, stand up, arms high, exhale, HA, ha. Close the eyes. And slightly different perhaps from that first Tadasana, can you hear your heartbeat? Maybe you can hear your breath. Take ownership because this is something that you have created and stimulated within yourself. Full lungs, deep inhale, get long, get tall. On your exhales, gently sit your hips down and back. Third, and it will be the final chair pose. So keep the eyes shut the entire time. Find that point that you know you can maintain it without a struggle or frustration or aggression. And notice if you can use your breath in a different way, right? In a way that makes this chair pose feel amazing, and it's exactly what you need. Deep inhale here, and exhale, dive forward. So good, so beautiful. Inhale into a halfway lift, and then exhale, release. Both hands down. Step, or maybe you can try floating, hopping your feet back and coming through that flow. And if you hop back, land with the elbows bent, yeah? Full lungs and up dog. Full expulsion of the air and down dog. And then inhale, glide your right leg up, please. On your exhale, bring it forward again between your palms. Back heel down into the floor. And then inhale, find warrior one. Exhale, expand open into warrior two. Now, once you get there, clean it up and close the eyes. You've been here before, you know how your body lands in the shape. Find the part of the asana that's really working for you, and let that be where your attention is drawn. Take a smooth inhale. Perhaps you sit a little bit lower, stretch the arms apart. On your exhale, gently tilt your right hand down. Bring your left arm up for side angle. And then once you get there, don't be afraid to capture some of the weight into that bottom hand. As you push down away from the floor with your bottom hand, equally stretch up through that top fingertips, fan them wide. Sit a little bit lower in that front lunge and keep your back legs strong. Full inhale here. Exhale, release your bicep alongside the ear. Stretch your left fingertips forward. And maybe you even feel a gentle tugging sensation all along left side of the body. Take a smooth breath in, and on your exhale, bend your elbow, Place your forearm on your thigh. Maybe begin to scoop your right hip bone forward a little bit, preparing for a little more core work. Once you have it here, pull the navel in and then extend right arm to frame your face. Some teachers I've heard say like it's like you're holding a beach ball. If that's what you're doing, great, but find the energy from armpit to fingertip. Roll right shoulder forward, left shoulder back, full lungs. And then exhale, gently place left hand down, right arm up, revolved side angle. And if you want, you can walk your back foot in a little bit. If your back heel is popping up off the floor, perhaps you drop down to the back knee and tuck the back toes. Wherever you are, push down through your bottom palm. Get your armpit more towards your knee, your thigh towards your torso. Take a smooth breath in. And on your exhale, bring your right arm to the inside of your thigh or your shin, behind your calf, clasp the outside of your ankle. So if you're unsure of that, you can glance at me. Just gonna bend your elbow to the inside of your calf, behind, grab the outside, and then maybe you place both hands around the ankle. And then allow the sides of the neck to soften so the head is heavy. Perhaps you begin to pull your shoulder underneath the knee. Close the eyes and let your breath nourish whatever stretch you are experiencing. Take one more breath in. And on your exhale, find your bind, left arm up and behind your back, right arm underneath your thigh, and you can grab for fingertips or clothing. Maybe it's a simple half bind today with your left hand to the inside of your right thigh. Wherever you are though, you're rolling the heart up, forward towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Keep pushing your hips forward, lean the upper body back, puff open the chest. You've got it for 3. So stay in it for 2. Release right hand down, left arm up. Listen carefully. You're going to take a deep inhale in. And on your exhale, find warrior 2. Bam, you've got it. Yes, exactly. And then inhale, left arm forward and around. Find warrior 1. Find your foundation in the legs. I know a little bit of heat is building in the right thigh, the right quad. Breathe in it. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, power lunge. Arms back by your sides, palms facing down. And as you tilt the torso forward, be careful you're not resting the thigh there. Rather, you're pushing into your heel, into the ball of your front foot, and allowing the torso to lengthen above that front leg. Fan your fingers wide. Lift the arms a little bit higher. Squeeze them a little closer together. Maybe you capture the fingertips. Inhale, create a fist, stretch open the collarbones. Exhale, lengthen both arms long out in front of you. Extended power lunge. Now you've got to use the breath here. This is when the breath is extremely important. Take a full inhale in, and on your exhale, release both hands down. Step your right leg back and move through your flow. And if you're like, oh my God, too much, you take a breath. If you need a break, you take a break. But if you're in it, commit to it fully. Get out of this yoga practice what you came for. And I will lead you through these postures. But as you find and rediscover downward facing dog, you close your eyes, you rock the head from side to side. Find your vibration, whether it's a ha or a or maybe an SH that grounds your body, refocuses your mind, so that you are prepared to move through these asanas with the consciousness and compassion, so that you're never giving up at the experience of your yoga. You're never surrendering to a difficulty or a challenge as though you cannot manage it. You can with your breath every time. We'll have to do the same thing on the left side, or you would walk out of this class feeling lopsided and some of you upset. But before we do so, let's unify once more. Exhale all the air from your body. Deep, deep, full, nourishing inhale. And exhale, let it go, HA. Inhale, glide your left leg up. Find the sweet spot first before bringing your foot all the way forward. Back heel down. Inhale, you invite a warrior one into the body. And exhale, you create and expand into a warrior two. You clean it up. You close your eyes. And I see some of you doing it. If it feels really good to bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly, and physically feeling that breath pouring in and spilling out, we don't sacrifice this for anything. The yoga is going to happen so long as you stay connected here. If the hands are placed on the torso, please extend them wide. Keep that intention. Take a deep inhale, sit low. And then exhale, left hand down, right arm up, side angle. Back leg long and strong, shoving the floor away with your bottom palm as you stretch that right arm high. And then really allow it to be a stretch, right? Not just the limbs falling where they fall. Really ignite them with, infuse them with intention. Take a smooth inhale here, and on your exhale, extend right bicep alongside the ear. An opening perhaps in the armpit or a gentle tugging along the hip. Bend your elbow, place your forearm on top of that quad, and then gently begin to scoop your left hip bone forward. Use your core strength to simply glide left arm up to frame the face. And then it's left shoulder forward, right shoulder open. Really great, Melanie. Yes, Alyssa, and can you get that left hip forward even more, like you're scooping it under? Yes, hold it there. You've got it for 3. Stay in it for 2. Gently release. Right hand down, left arm up. And then, yeah, if you need to shorten your stance, do so. If you want to drop down to your back knee, go for it. Right, begin to bring that left thigh and your torso closer together. If you're glancing over the shoulder, awesome. Maybe tuck your chin in a little bit closer to the collarbone so we're not putting undue necessary strain there. Take a deep inhale in. And on your exhale, gently release. Left arm to the inside of your shin, behind your calf. Clasp the hand around your ankle, and then maybe even bring your right hand to meet it. Drop the head down. Sides of the neck, even your belly, I would suggest let it go. So that the support and stability of your lower limbs can allow the upper body, right, the back, the chest, your jaw, your tongue to completely soften. Take a full breath here, please. And then on your exhale, peel open, right arm up and back behind your torso, left arm underneath the thigh, its fingertips or clothing. Maybe on this side, you do a half bind, right hand to the inside of the left thigh. Wherever you are, hips coming forward, upper body spiraling open towards the ceiling, and you're breathing. Can I find an HA? Can I invite an HM? Roll it open one more time. And then gently release, left hand down, right arm up. Make a choice, make a commitment, stay in your lunge. You've got it. Take a deep inhale, stretch the arms apart. Exhale, squeeze into warrior two. You've done it. There it is. Stay in it. Inhale that right arm down, forward, and around warrior one. Get long, tall. Exhale, arms back by your sides. Tilt the torso forward, power lunge. Keep pushing into the back of your back foot. Keep the back leg strong. Squeeze it straight. Fan your fingers and lift the arms a little bit high. Maybe squeeze them closer together and then interlace all 10 fingers. Inhale. Create a nice fist, open up the throat, the heart. Exhale, extend both arms long out in front of you. You've got it. Stay in it. It is worth it. For 3. Keep breathing fully for 2. On an exhale, both hands down. Left leg back. You did it. And flow. Flow so smooth. So fully. Give yourself what you need. Wherever you are, please let out a sigh or a sound. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale. And exhale, H-A. Bend your knees very deeply. Glance forward. Try hopping in between your hands. Go for it. Just go for it. Yes, exactly. That was really nice, Lori. Inhale into a halfway lift. And exhale, release. Now separate your feet a comfortable distance. Bend your knees a fraction and slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra. Not missing a moment until the shoulders are slightly back and the chin comes level. Or you can roll the shoulders up and down, rolling them out if that feels good. If the eyes are closed, gently allow them to flutter open. Bring your feet together so that now they are touching. And on an inhale, inflate the arms out and up, palms press. On an exhale, swing your right arm underneath your left arm, cross at the elbows, twist at the wrists. So maybe you get that double wrap, right? Find eagle arms. Now, if you can't get the double wrap today, that's okay. Maybe it's hand around a wrist. Maybe it's grabbing for shoulders. Wherever you are, though, today, bring the elbows away from the body, squeeze them down, compress the chest for a moment. And then sit your hips down and back, just like chair pose. Lift your right leg up and over your left leg, hooking your foot behind your calf muscle. Now, again, if you can't get the double wrap today, that is okay. Point your toes down and to the right in the direction you want them to go. Now, squeeze your limbs like hell. Squeeze them really tight together. Inhale, puff up the chin and chest. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Glide the elbows, hook them over the knees, if possible. Right, you find a point to focus on a few inches past the front of your mat. Keep compressing. Notice if you can send the breath to the low back as you do so. Take one more full breath here. And on your exhale, unwrap the arms down and back for airplane wings, just like in power lunge. So keep stretching the fingertips back as you lengthen through the crown of the head. Deep inhale. Exhale, release right leg down and back for airplane. Point your toes. Stretch your right leg back. So very similar to when we were in that 3-leg down dog. Find that sweet stretch, right? Yes, you're working with the balance, so push into the ball of your standing foot. Take a breath in. And exhale, gently extend both arms out in front of you. Now notice if you begin to shift your weight back into the heel, keep lengthening forward. Send some of your weight more forward. You've got it for 5. Stay in it for 4, 3, 2, listen carefully, 1. Come all the way up, one-legged Tadasana. Bend your right knee so that your right leg is at a 90-degree angle. I know some of you are like, wait, this is when we release, we stay in it. We keep breathing. Heart rate is being amplified. Use a breath to match it. Keep your right knee exactly where it is and gently extend your right heel forward. Flex your toes back. Wiggle your fingers so they're not a decoration and breathe. Inhale, lift your leg, fan the arms long. Exhale, release, right leg down, arms down. Whew. And shake it out. All right, you can roll out the head, the neck, the shoulders. Do the hula with the hips, let it go. Let it be soft. Oh my gosh, who is that? Who just had that amazing dance? Haley, that was an amazing dance. Okay. And if you have your hands on your hips and you're like, that was hard, let it be fun, right? Not so serious, not in yoga practice, please. Return your feet back together. Soften your face or let it be a gentle smile. And then full lungs, deepest breath of your day. Inhale, arms out to the side, up to the sky, palms press. Exhale, swing left arm underneath the right arm. So use momentum. Yeah, twist at the elbows and the wrist. Get the fingertips, or maybe just the wrists today, or shoulders, elbows away from the body, push them down. Bend your knees and sit down. Shift the weight into that right foot, and then inhale, left leg up and over. Crossing at or lifting the leg high up on the thigh, pointing your toes down into the left in the direction you want them to go. Now squeeze your elbows into the chest, squeeze your legs together, push them together. Inhale, lift your chin and chest up. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Maybe you can even hook the elbows over the knees. Yeah, find a point of focus a few inches past the front of your mat, and then send your breath to the low back, to the sides of your ribs. If you fall out, come back into it, right? Plenty of time. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, extend both arms long behind you. Fan the fingers wide. And as you stretch back, can you feel the heart opening, right? That's what we're going for. Use your breath. Full inhale here. Exhale, release left leg down and back. Find that airplane. Stay committed. So keep pulling up on your standing leg. Try to squeeze it as straight as possible, yeah? Don't find yourself stone. Breathe, find buoyancy in the balance, right? Movement is inherent when we're looking for balance. Take a smooth breath in. Exhale, both arms long and strong, biceps from the ears. Now get your chest down and the leg up. Squeeze your back leg long and strong. You got it. You know where we're going. Come back, Jamie, come back. Take a deep inhale, yes. And exhale, gently bring left leg down, forward, and up. Leg at a 90-degree angle. Now flex your toes back. Don't let them be a casualty in the practice. Use them. Toes back. Knee lifted, core engaged. Take a smooth inhale. Exhale, gently extend left heel forward. It's almost over. What kind of breath are you using? Let it be full. Let it be expressive, not suppressive, right? This is not pain management, not here, not now. Take a deep inhale, lift. Exhale, gently release, left leg down. Arms down, wiggle and jiggle it out. If that feels, oh my gosh, these are the best yogi dances ever. So good, Marika. Separate your feet a comfortable distance. Inhale, arms out, up towards the sky. Exhale, bow forward. Bow forward to your mightiness and strength. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, release, hands down. Feet back, glide through your flow. All of that energy and breath and prana we just built, enjoy it as it flows through you in this chaturanga. Yeah. Wherever you are with your breath, please let out a sigh or a sound. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. We're going to move through warrior one, warrior two, one last time. But before you do so, make a commitment that you're not going to open your eyes. That you're going to keep the gaze shut and out of this practice. Even if it means slowing down or losing your balance, yeah, you can do it, I promise. Beginning with an inhale, the right leg will lift. On your exhale, you'll place the foot where it lands. And it's a full inhale. It's a complete exhale. One of my favorite teachers used to say during this part of practice, you know, no one ever existed quite like you. And no one will ever again exist quite like you. You are unique. Every part of you might seem similar, but at your core, you are an individually powerful essence. And so you sort of owe it to the world. It is your responsibility to get to know the essence of who you are so that you can embody it more fully, so that you can leave your yoga practice a stronger, fuller, better version of yourself, ready to take it out to the world. So beautiful. When you find downward facing dog, it is the last of class. So find a way to say goodbye to it, whether it's wiggling the hips, shimming the shoulders, maybe it's just saying no, 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 or yes, yes, yes with the head. Notice what might have changed and what might still be the same, and take pride in that. Because it truly doesn't matter who is teaching or what the postures are, or even the sequence. Transformation is only possible with the efforts you present. So it's all you, always you. Wherever you are, exhale. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. And then slower than you want, begin to lower all the way down. Slow, slow, consciously. So good. And then once you get there, separating your feet so they might even touch the corners of your mat. Bend your elbows and place them underneath the shoulders. Forearms shoulder width distance, hands flat or palms spread on the floor. And then keeping the low back, the buttocks, the legs nice and soft. Imagine that you are pulling the sides of your ribs forward, sliding them in between the forearms. So a gentle Sphinx pose, chin level, the back of the neck is long, and you're just igniting a little bit of that energy, sending a bit more intention between the shoulder blades behind the heart, creating warmth and heat there. Slide your ribs forward, palms flat into the mat. Stay here for 5. Keep pulling the torso forward for 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Bring the left ear to the floor. Arms back behind you with your palms facing up. And just notice here, with the soft part of our body resting on the mat, if you can send and inflate the air into spaces that you don't normally see. Sending it to the back side of our body. Full breath in. Sweet breath out. And then gently bring your chin level. Begin to crawl yourself up, maybe onto all fours, find a tabletop position. And then come to standing on your knees for one set of camel. So with a little bit of nourishment and attention between the shoulder blades, carrying that same sensation into our camel today. Untuck the toes so you're stretching the tops of the feet. Fan the fingers very wide and place them to the low spine for support. Now, if the shoulders always seem to get in your way here today, perhaps just tilt them forward. Keep squeezing the elbows behind you, and then inhale, lift your chin, your chest up. Exhale, begin to push your hips forward. Allow the head to rock back. And if you want to grab for the insides of your feet, go ahead and do so. Maybe aim for the arches. Fingers on the inside, thumbs on the outside. Keep pushing your hips forward. Keep lifting your heart up. Think heart high, head back, hips forward. Heart high, head back, hips forward. Let the head go. Let the neck go. You're almost there. Stay in it. Breathe fully through it. Where does my breath go? Inhale, hips forward, head back. Exhale, return the hands to the low spine. Slowly roll the spine up so chin comes level. And then gently sit the hips down and back and draw the legs long out in front of you. And towards the end of the class, right, you have options to customize. So maybe you want to make it super active, this forward fold, by bending your knees and then grabbing the outsides of the feet so that you have a very good grip, and then walking your hips back, drawing your heels forward. Or perhaps today you want to just let the feet be lax, tuck the chin, interlock the fingers behind the nape of the neck, and allow the weight of the arms and the elbows to roll you down. Whatever you're choosing, just because you make a choice, right, doesn't mean that it's always the right one. So if you find yourself in this forward fold and you're wanting something else, give it to yourself. Find your breath again. Find an HM that feels so good. Because even breathing should be rewarding and conscious in yoga. Take one more breath here. And then slowly roll yourself out, one vertebra at a time. Scoot your sit bones slightly forward. And then extend your arms out long out in front of you. Tuck the tailbone and slowly begin to roll all the way down onto your mat. Slow, slow, slow. Keep extending the arms forward as you lay all the way back. And then once you get there, you can extend the arms long. It's a moment of Savasana, just a taste. Close the eyes, scan the body, and notice what you might really need to end this practice in the perfect way. So maybe it is a bridge, or a wheel, or a plow, or perhaps some bicycle crunches, core work we didn't quite get to. I'd suggest that in yoga, it's not enough to just know what you want. You must practice giving it to yourself, being empowered and impassioned by your desires, rather than just letting them be dreams or thoughts or ideas. When you take time to come to class, please always know it is for you, never the teacher or fellow students, the floor, the ceiling. You always practice for you. Let every moment of it be for and from you. Slowly, if you haven't already begun to do so, begin to make your way into a final Savasana. Bringing your legs long, separating them a comfortable distance. Arms by your sides with the palms facing up. Tuck your chin and allow your head to roll from side to side until it finds a really good resting point. Yoga to the people has been and will always be donation-based, accessible to anyone who seeks its benefits. So if you're in the position to donate today, thank you so much. Your contributions are deeply felt and allow this virtual landscape even to stay open. You can visit yogatothepeople.com or you can Venmo at Yoga to the People. And if you're unable to donate today, keep coming. Keep coming, tell people about your yoga experience. Let them know what it does for your life. Invite them to join you, to come. We'll end with a quote and one last collective breath. Our quote today is one of my favorites. It's a Marianne Williamson quote. She said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of the universe. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of the universe that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. If you would, please, one last time as a group, please hiss all of your air out, exhale. And then greet that with a very full, voluptuous inhale. Fill up every crevice, every hollow, hold it at its peak. And then exhale, let it go, HA. Thank you so much for coming. It's exactly top of the hour. If you have time, stay in Savasana. Otherwise, gently roll over to one side. Find a way to honor and salute your practice. And go out into the world a fuller version of yourself.